All right, guys. I don't even know what number Tromello podcast this is. It's been a while since we did one. Not because we didn't want to get to you guys, just because we've been super busy with our lives. And it was the CrossFit Games essentially the craziness of the CrossFit Games Open and Masters qualifiers and regional prep. And all kinds of stuff got me distracted to get onto this podcast. But as far as one of the things that we really love about this podcast is we want to give you quality content, not just content every single week. So we're back with our next episode on the Tromello Brothers podcast.
There you go. Awesome stuff. Yeah, we had a good last few weeks for sure. It was kind of a funny, unique experience that we had in my office. So in my business, I have, for my office, how many people were there? Maybe like 30, 40?
Like 35, 40, yeah.
So I have about 40 associates that work with me in my agency. And I was talking to my business partner about bringing in some swag or some personality to our business meetings. And typically our business meetings, we're not normal. We do a lot of weird stuff, but we're like, we need to bring someone in who can talk about synergy and teamwork that is unrelated to our industry. So we're a financial business. And so we were talking about people of like, who would be a good person. And my partner's like, what about your brother? And I'm like, you're right. I see my brother every day. But it was awesome. So it was a couple of weeks ago, I had Mike come in, do a corporate mindset training, like the precision mentality.
Yeah.
And he brought it to a white collar business, which there's so many parallels to that.
Yeah. It's funny because like I've never been asked to talk about precision and how I designed precision and how I created the Wall of Blue and Team Precision and how my business runs and what I was thinking when I did it. I never actually thought about it. I just had thoughts, listened, learned, and read about other successful gyms and business owners, and I just applied. I never thought I was like, oh yeah, I guess I could talk about this.
Yeah. There's so many parallels. So
yeah.
And we asked Mike a lot of questions of how did you build your brand? And everyone talks about building a brand. A lot of you guys out there that want to be business owners or currently are business owners who are struggling. How did you start Precision? Like, what was
how I built the brand Precision? Well, like, I guess I asked this question a few different ways on that talk, but like, kind of what I thought about was I wanted, first for me, for some reason, I need to see it. So like I asked my wife, like, what's the name of my gym going to be? And she said Precision CrossFit. She named it within like 2 minutes. I was like, oh. She's like, you're very precise at how you talk. You're very precise at how you coach. So, you think a lot of details. I think that's what your name should be. I was like, okay. And the next thing I needed was a logo. So when I designed that logo, I was like, I wanted to be like a Nike sign. I wanted you to be able to see it and know that was Precision CrossFit. If you see the barbell crosshair, you know that's us. You see a brick orange kettlebell, you know it's brick CrossFit. You see the Invictus V, you know that's Invictus, et cetera. So there's a lot of different things that I was like, when building a brand, that I was gonna say, okay, I want to be that. From there, as far as building the brand Precision CrossFit and people knowing who we are and seeing it, that just became placing perceptional pieces throughout social media and on our blog. Which, and in the beginning of Precision CrossFit, Instagram really, believe it or not, guys, wasn't very popular. It was mostly Facebook and it was their blog. And the blog, I would just put who we were all the time. And we were the Wall of Blue and we were Team Precision. And I would always sprinkle it in throughout the weeks and the months on the website, and coaches would talk about it. And the big joke is you weren't allowed to wear red in the gym. It's the inside joke on that. But like it became a personality of the gym, and that just grew with my members buying into it. And then they would then sell it for me.
Right.
And that's kind of how the brand Precision CrossFit grew to kind of where it's at right now.
And that's essentially what we were talking about. So in our business, we have a lot of runs their own business. They're all affiliates to run their own business. And we're talking about how to create your personal brand where it's everlasting, and the brand's going to you want the brand to outlast your life.
Yes.
Really, you want the brand to be, because you'll go, but you want your destiny, you want your brand to live. And I think Precision has done that. I think our business is on a way of doing that, just creating, like we're trying to, creating this everlasting brand. So you were talking about too, is you started blogging right away.
Yes, right away. So I always found that when I was, working at my original gym and training And getting into CrossFit originally, there were a few blogs I read all the time. One of them was CrossFit Inferno's blog by Bill Grunler. There were also a few others that I followed, but that's the one that really sticks out to me. And Beats Like CrossFit, actually, Nathan Dowd did a pretty good blog for a while there that I really liked. And it's just about talking to those that are out there. And at first, there's really no one to talk to. No one's following your blog. You have no followers. And it's a way of writing so that so you get stuff off your chest so that you feel better. So you write, and then if people like what you have to say, you get followers, and that creates a member. And that blog now gets about 2,500 hits a day, gets a lot of hits. People really like reading the blog. Unfortunately, I don't blog as much as I used to. A lot of my content ends up at Breaking Muscle, or it ends up other places. But whenever I do get a blog, people really like it.
Let me ask you, because I know some people out there, because there's a lot of different businesses out there. CrossFit's just one of them, right?
Yeah.
And so unrelated to CrossFit. So what if someone says, I don't have anything to say?
That's a great question, because I don't have anything to say half the freaking time. We talked about that with Ash Shobi in episode 2. Like, what if I got nothing to say on Instagram? Because I'm supposed to go talk on Instagram more now, right? And I have a lot of trouble doing that. And I'm still fighting with it, right? What if I got nothing to say?
Right.
And what did he say? It's like, just say something. Say, I got nothing to say, guys. I'm gonna write this blog. I really have nothing to say to you. Everything's going great. You're all kicking butt. I wish I had something to say. Tell you what, do you have a question you would like me to answer? I will answer you that. I will answer that question. Does anybody have something they want to hear? And that tends to stir up a lot of conversation.
Okay.
The problem with my blog is I'm a very emotional coach. I'm a very emotional owner, so I tend to write from emotion. And if I got nothing that's emotionally driving me, I won't write. But if I have something that is emotionally driving me, I'll write about it. Unfortunately, in the past, that got me in trouble because it could be the wrong type of emotional thing you're writing about, as far as like a member that pissed you off or something like that. So a lot of times now I've really taken the turn, if you got nothing to say, don't say it. Nothing good to say, don't say it at all. My parents taught me that, and it took me like 30 years to learn it. But
yeah. And I think too is like where did you go? So some people say, I'm starting a business. It could be, let's say they want to set up and sell anything. I don't know. Some people out there, they want to start maybe it's food prep business.
Yeah.
Or maybe they want to start maybe I'm in the financial industry. I want to start a financial business. So they want to start a storefront and sell clothes, whatever it is. Where did you go to build your website? And how did you set up your blog?
The original Precision website was set up by a good friend of mine who used to run the Shakedown series named Billy Farah, until an ex-partner of mine from my old gym crashed it. That happened, actually. And then it was built by Frank Dowd, who's actually Nathan Dowd's father, who's the owner of Beats Like CrossFit.
So you went to a web developer.
So I went to a web developer. He built my website, and now I pay him a fee monthly, and he actually keeps up to date, adds to whenever I ask. I had the kids class that Daniel's kicking butt with right now at the gym. And I added that right away to the website, just various things. And he keeps up to date, keeps it clean, keeps it from getting viruses, etc. And that's huge. Having a web developer in your back pocket that does things for you is massive. People try and do it all themselves. And I look at some of these websites online, whether it's CrossFit or anything else that's related, and you can tell they're doing it themselves, or they have somebody who doesn't really know web design doing it, and they're really unprofessional. There's random ads everywhere you look that are just out of nowhere, like it's a free website, and it just doesn't work.
Hire a web developer.
Hire a web developer.
If you were to start a random business right now, let's say it's unrelated to CrossFit, unrelated to even fitness, would you blog still? Get online?
That's a great question. I think it depends on the business, though. I think that blogging, getting online depends on what you're selling. Like, I don't think if you decide you're going to sell pants, that, fuck it, maybe blog about pants. I mean, it's a great, I look at a lot of the brand development sites that I followed myself, the Design Precision's brand, and Epic Bar. Look at Epic Bar. They got a blog.
Epic Bar.
They got a blog. They've got they're beef jerky bar, essentially. They got a blog. They talk about fitness. They got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Lululemon has a good website too, and I believe they had a blog originally. So like, I guess it depends on, and you have a central focus within that blog. So I think actually, yes, a blog introduces the consumer to who you are and what you're about, and that consumer will decide whether they like who you are and what you're about.
One of the things I talk about a lot with a lot of my people that work with me is your business card is now your website. Mm-hmm. Your business card is now your Facebook page. It's no longer the business card, and people immediately will go to your website, and you could be the most legit person in the world, but not have a website, and you lose credibility immediately. Right?
100%.
And here's the great thing about blogging too, and creating content for people when you're thinking about, as you're building a business or trying to build a brand up, is leading in with education versus just trying to, you know, one of the things I always tell people, like when you plant a plant, for example, you have to plant a seed, you have to water the plant, and then a plant grows, right? A lot of people just want to have this growing plant without doing the first two steps, right? Planting a seed and watering a seed. But I think too is educating people where you can, that's watering the seed. You can plant the seed, start something, water that seed, and then it'll blossom for you, right? I mean, that's the steps. You can't just go 1 to a million.
No, you can't. On top of that, like back to what he said something really important, like your website's your business card. Like people that come in and honestly and ask me for my business card these days, I'm like, 99% of the time, how many business cards are in your wall that you've never looked at?
Never.
Like they're not going to look at that business card. I'm like, and maybe if I'm setting an appointment, I use it as an appointment setup. This is when the appointment with your client, with your coach is for your first session. You need to hold on to this. 97% of the time, they take a picture of it and they're done. My dad went through this. He's been an air conditioning contractor for years. He's fantastic at what he does. He's like, I'm not getting many clients. I'm like, Dad, pick up your phone and talk and press the Google button that says talk. And I want you to say air conditioning refrigeration in Ventura County. So he does it. And 10 different places pop up that website, but his. I go, you need to be in the front of that. Right. When I pick up my phone and I say Precision CrossFit, it should pop right up with my website. That's how people search these days. They just talk to their phone and it tells them what they want to know. Your business card means nothing. So the blog will come up. If your blog is successful and has a ton of hits, guess what's going to come up first? Your blog. And every single article, maybe something stupid you talked about 6 years ago that was about something dumb. They're looking at pink slime. You talk about pink slime in your blog and it pops up. Your blog pops up with pink slime. Right. Random as hell, but that happens.
Right.
Keywords.
Yep. And so because of that, and just so you guys know, so this is some of I've been getting more digital recently. Mike's been online for about 6 years. I mean, at least
6 or 7 years. Yeah.
And because of that, I built a very successful business, and I have a big sales force. And so I was actually I'm doing a sales training because of online content I created. So I was actually asked to do sales training in 2 weeks at the Chamber of Commerce, which I'm not even a member of.
That's so great.
Yeah, I'm doing an hour and a half sales training with the whole Chamber of Commerce about how to produce
online
because I created it was from content online, and literally from content online, and it was people like, we'd love to have you. And I went to a meeting or so. I'm still not a member of the Chamber.
I'm not either,
but
I don't need to be.
But the fact of the matter is, that's starting a whole new business for me of sales training.
Yeah,
which is something I've been wanting to do for years, and it's just now happening.
Yeah,
because of content online. I've been around for a long time. I've done, but now it's like it's going to get really real. And so whatever, like, I think what's really important to do, let's say you guys have existing businesses, you own existing gyms, it's having something symbiotic, meaning similar to and not so weird, to start just to create from, to have an online or a separate business attached to that. So Mike, has a grass-fed meat business. Most people don't realize, but that's attached to fitness and health. It's not just totally random. It's not like Mike just said, I'm going to start selling real estate now.
Yeah,
it's symbiotic to his business and online programming and all these things that you can do. And those of you guys that are working your day jobs, I don't challenge you to say this. I think you have to do this. You have to have something outside, man. You got to be doing something.
Well, I tell people all the time this. If your entire job is, if my entire existence was walking inside Precision CrossFit every day and running Precision CrossFit every day, I would be very unhappy. Right. And I'm also not building. There's so much more to my gym than just me walking in every day, coach people in class, and like running the business. There's the programming aspect of it. There's the coaching aspect of it. There's why am I not expanding that aspect beyond the walls of my gym? It should be now you have there is now with the internet, there is no such thing as walls or brick and mortar. It's all just content that's online. So that's why I have my Tromello programming site and online stuff presence that I do. And that's why that I got into a grass-fed meat company. It's why I do remote programming and I contact people and we break down videos, et cetera, that I can do because of Precision CrossFit and what it's done. Setting up that brand has allowed me to create other brands that compound it.
But being open, right? So many people just aren't open. Like some people listen to this podcast, they'll get excited, they'll be motivated, but they're not. When the opportunity comes up, like I remember that I read this quote. It was like on Facebook or Instagram, one of these quotes, and the quote was, "You don't get chances, you take chances." And I think about that a lot. When an opportunity comes up, like, go take that opportunity. Like, so at least say yes and then figure it out. So, like, just say, I don't know. Let's see. It could be something.
You know what's really funny? See, that's my brother talking right there. And he gets motivated extremely easily. He's talking to the half of you that are like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm talking to the motherfucker right now that's listening to this and saying, you guys are full of shit. Because that's me. You're full of shit. I don't want to hear what you're saying. Why am I listening to these guys? He's want to hear what we're going to say next. That's why I listen to podcasts. And I'm telling you, the doubters out there, that I've done it. I've doubted it. I've read books. My brothers give me books. I'm like, I don't want to read this stupid book. It's stupid. I read 2 of them. It really helped. Really helped. I won't go see Tony Robbins or anything. That's his thing. But like, listen, if it helps and you can apply it, it's feasible.
You can always apply it.
You can always apply it. You can always try. Okay. And someone today sent me the best comment ever. They're talking, and he's just read the book Relentless. He's super fired up. But he's like, you know what I've noticed? Screw the book. He goes, there's 2 types of people out there. This is what he said. He goes, there's quitters and there's non-quitters. I'm like, okay. If you don't ever quit on what you want to accomplish, and you constantly are finding other ways that you're not going to quit on, you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
You know what? He's one of the biggest project managers for the film industry in the state. So like that he finds like where they do their filming. So I was like, well, it makes sense. It's really hard to be successful at that. There's a lot of people in Hollywood that do what he does, and he's one of the best there is. So he's never gave up on being that, and he's good at it. So makes it a point.
The funny thing about trying to be or being successful or becoming the person that you want to be, whatever that is you most people see failure or obstacles as like a reason to stop.
Yeah.
But that's a reason to keep going. Like that's literally the sign to move forward. But in all of us, our psychology, the way our brains work, it's if once we see trouble or struggle, we want to stop. I mean, nobody wants to.
Oh God.
You want to stop. You're like, it's getting hard. I'm going to quit.
Guys, I wanted to close my gym last week. I was over it. I got pissed off. Somebody fucked my day up. I was super, super in a bad mood. Like, and I was, they took me, like, the best comment in the world I've ever heard is, you're the only one that can decide how your day is going to go, right? If you wake up in that morning, you're going to have a positive day. You will have a positive day because you said, no one's going to take me out of this. And that's so freaking true. Yeah. But my wife put it to me beautifully. I'm like, I had this great day. All these amazing things happened to me that week. Like, it's seriously a great week.
Yeah, well.
And 2 things fucked it up. And she goes, and I was in the worst mood ever. And I get 8 great things happen, but 2 things bad happen. She goes, I'm like, why does it bother me so much that these 2 negative things happen? She goes, because you have always only dwelled on the negative. You know why, guys? Because if you're doing the right things, the positive is a byproduct of you busting your ass. Yeah, so you expect that. When the negative happens, you dwell on it, because that's the only thing you can fix to make better so that you can have the positive happen again. That's why I was all fucked up last week.
Sure.
And how do I fix it?
And I'm the same way. Like when you see it could be your income goal hit, whatever, or this and that, but it's always that one thing that'll piss you off. And if you talk to, like most people, they start their businesses or whatever it is that you're doing, that you're trying to get involved in, and there's a lot of challenge. That's literally a sign to keep going, not to quit. And everyone, it's like they're like, oh, it's a reason to stop, or it's getting hard. Yeah, it's supposed to be the hardest thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
So if you have this massive dream, this massive goal, you think and no one's going to hand it to you. As soon as you start getting some, the IRS is going to come and say, I want half, right? Yep. As soon as it's like there's always going to be something.
That fucked my week up last week, by the way, the IRS.
A lot of people. A lot of people, right?
Took a lot of my money last week.
Or there's so many things that stop people in their tracks, and they say, well, it's not worth it, right? But it's like, what's not worth it?
Yeah.
Seriously. What's not worth it? But essentially, as we were talking about too. So Mike, what's great was when you came into the office and was talking about people, that mentality is they realized that I wasn't, or my associates, my partner wasn't, we weren't
full of crap,
crazy or full of crap for telling them this is the mentality you need to have to be successful.
Yeah. And I gave them some serious locker room talk, guys. Like I laid it down for them, and they were like, they loved it. They were like, holy shit, this is real. It's not some guy and I'm like that. It was funny how many people related to me, because I was like, I'm not going to come up here and be this other guy that you've heard at the Wealth Bowl telling you about how much money you can make. I'm up here to tell you, be real about how to be better at what you're doing from a completely different perspective.
Right.
I'm looking at it from a business perspective, building fitness. He's looking from a business perspective of building a team to help people financially, but they actually business-wise completely come together.
Yeah,
it's the same mentality. Exactly. You know, and if you just take that mentality, you can totally correlate it to what you're going to do.
And this is on Breaking Muscle, and I'm assuming if you're listening on Breaking Muscle that your fitness is a part of your life.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this right now: when you're in the process of starting something, you could be driving right now on the freeway listening to this. I don't know what you're doing. Your fitness cannot be neglected. Like I think the fact that I've stayed in shape, and particularly done CrossFit because it's so hard. It's so hard. Like every workout is a bitch. That having that finish mentality, it translates into your business life. It translates into your family life. Like I'm a better business person because of CrossFit. That's 100%. I would say that 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Because I could be all messed up, and if once I go through a really grueling workout with somebody, I am in such a better.
But don't you feel like too is the fact that when a nasty CrossFit workout, whatever. But like the mentality that I can do almost anything when you get through something.
You know what's really interesting about that?
Yeah.
I've had a lot of actually very successful businessmen besides my brother tell me the same thing. Very successful people. And Robert Bliss, who we had a couple podcasts ago, he said the exact same thing. And Jeremy Halfin, another business guy that's very successful. A lot of very, very high level businessmen that are members of my gym have said that to me. I don't feel that way personally for me. And I think the reason why is because this is everything I do every single day. And I'm so immersed in this industry that I can never get away from it. So for me, I do better with a great workout with friends that makes me just gets my place in the right spot. And I also do better when I can get away for a while and just like let somebody else run my business. And that's the thing. Speaking of you being your business, my parents have done this mistake. I love them to death, but one of the things they've always said to me, but they don't quite follow is you need to run your business, not be your business. And I've tried really, really hard with Precision to not be my business, just to run my business. And I a lot of times get sucked back into being it. And I try really hard to fight to just run it. And it's a constant struggle because I had someone talk to me about it today. Like I'm trying to talk about how I want my one coach to be more involved than he is. Like I want more people to have him be their coach. And then somebody else goes, but dude, you're the product. I'm like, am I really? Or is Precision the product? And that's what I want. Precision needs to be the product, not me.
Right.
So you need to be the product. You need to create what that product is and run that product, not be the product. It's hard.
Yeah. No, that's a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But it's finding your niche. And we all have, you know, we're born a certain way. We all have certain skills. Like I think, and look, I will tell you this right now. I will 100% believe in this, that your income is directly correlated to your skills. And skills are learned. So don't think, I was born here, so I'm effed up, or I don't have an opportunity because no. If I know Bill Gates said this, he said, if you're born broke, it's not your fault. If you die broke, it is. But that's related to a lot of things. If you're born unhealthy, it's not your fault. But if you die unhealthy, it is. Because there's too much education and time to learn a new skill. And I'm actually reading a new book right now. It's interesting. It's called The 100-Year Life. But here's what's fascinating about this, is it was talking about where the average American, so if you're born in 1914, right, so just over 100 years ago, you had a 1% chance of living to be 100 years old. So 1% chance. So think about that. So how many 100-year-olds do all of us know, right? We heard about them online or something like that. If you're born in 2014, you have a 50% chance to live to be 100 years old.
Okay.
So every 10 years, there's a 2 to 3 year lifespan increase on someone's life. So here's what's interesting about that. The average person will have 3 major careers over their life. 3 major.
Yeah, I've heard 4, but 3. Okay.
3. I've over 100 years.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So the idea is, don't be so married to what you're doing. Let's say some of you guys are teachers right now. Like, dude,
I was.
At one point. Teacher, like, I'm gonna be a teacher for the next 30 years.
I still feel like I have another career ahead of me. I don't know what that is.
Right.
I don't feel like I'm going to be doing what I'm doing right now 20 years from now. I just don't.
It'll
I feel
evolve.
like something's going to change or something's going to evolve. I truly don't see myself in the same position. But that's okay.
Yeah, it'll evolve.
It'll evolve. Everything evolves.
Precision won't ever go anywhere. Everyone evolves.
I might just own the damn thing and not ever see it again. Might never even be here. I don't know.
Right.
That's kind of the point, though, right? Yeah. I mean, we kind of need to wrap this up. Gosh, is there anything else we got to say?
No, I mean, our next podcast is gonna be awesome. We have a premier, essentially, life coach coming on. I think he's big in sport, in psychology. Been doing it for 35 years, so he's gonna be an incredible guest speaker. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then we're gonna read his book, and we're gonna talk about it next Monday or something like that. That'll be really rad. I'm still working on getting some of the other athletes on, guys, that I promise you. Right now, they're all just super hard, busy training for either the regionals. Shout out Team Precision, they're 4th in the West, and Team Torrance is 2nd, and Team Rev Scheme is 19th. And Hunter Mack, who I'll get on the show eventually, is training to win the OCR championships in June. And there's a lot of training going on right now, and our schedules have been crazy because of it. But we definitely got some guests lined up to bring some more content, some more episodes, much quicker here over the next few weeks. So stay tuned for this podcast, and then for the next few podcasts that are coming out.
Awesome.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.